Yeah, busa for mo kwaba ediba platform is ha official Small Boy OluMan na ha no enye platform we sua haban ana se bia ye besua bibi about medicinal side ne besua bibi about spiritual life, how we can move our life spiritually, what and where to abstain from one and yema betima de be ayoke. Because as this job I'm doing, a lot of questions back door ana olumitimi bu mani de be so, because most of us now want to move our life spiritually. They want to move ahead, but we are not ready to drop what is weighing us down. And into platform we know the American say the bema key lines be a betimi aboa your choices. If you want to move your life harder and higher to spiritual side, they have some measures you have to put in place, because the attorney said there is difference between church and our mosques and our Muslims and our religion and spirituality. Two parallel lines which doesn't meet. Osuma yasum, either being a Muslim, being in Kramosum, being traditionalist, no, different from being a spiritual person. So these two things cannot be the same, and it will not the same. It is not the same. So if you are a Christian, if you are a Muslim, if you are moving your spiritual life, your religious life there, then whatever your religious group is giving you is okay. But if you want to shift your life to the spiritual side at the same time, being as Minka say, before you can be a spiritual person, you have to drop going to church. No. And yes, but I'm talking, say, you will be a sorry, oh, you're physical being, because when you say, that is it. But you're a spiritual person, so not all pastors are hot. Pastors, and not all pastors deal spiritually and now deals with their spiritual journey. Talking about spiritual doesn't mean, say, having superpowers. No. A spiritual journey, every step starts with thought, every journey starts with steps. So if you want to move your life spiritually, there are some measures you need to put in place. And these measures, no, so fukum chacha, can same be a the new masem ne eche and say, so we are better man, I know about compassoa, what do I know a corner say when you're upon it. That is maybe, that is the Christian side. Yes, I have been a Christian before, and I'm still a Christian, but not going to church. And I understand your Bible and I read your Bible. But me fan say be a doctrine, because Christianity, you know, every church has their own doctrine. So me fan say per their own doctrine is good. But per the spiritual journey is against everything that will push you forward. So we are bema, and now we are ba, now person will move our life spiritually. Teniye wanu a wode be kan semwa ebebem anu ekura potency etimi a pave way for us, etimi a close way within us and in front of us no sa anu ne yemfa nko bia ho emma nase no ekura tumi emma no kra omunim. There is a lot of potency as bia no kura betimi aboa ye positively, either financially and spiritual life wa enye for wanu ne ko no. Intinisi ye ka kire so be ma ye twafiri ho na always do anu adijuma na wogi so oba be le betena won chen say your man who should be cut off and always use your mouth. No. The thing say ya no e dey ko ho no your personal way to make your woman feel pressure. That is okay. That is per your own rules. But some person who move your life ahead from maybe being religious to spirituality, that is not good for you. So as a man of God, wogi so ni Nyankopon di nkomo, ubu nkotodwe ka asem tire Nyankopon no anu we ni yemfa nkobia ho. If you employ a man of God that penny more one we shares ni nyina ni mu mompaye, why more say wano kakra, why more say wano na wo de bompaye ama Nyankopon na say akire Nyankopon no mum no wo de kosa bia ho. Nature say as somebody who want to move his or her life spiritually, it is not good to engage yourself in that activity. Secondly, there was one pastor, I can't recall the name, who also said say also Diana say oh didia and also obi am aduane adi, because your enemy who is supposed to be Satan in code no, it's not too enough and hot. Good with you, say obeto aduane ama o say di. That is his own side. I cannot challenge him. But per my own view, no. Tienye, that ben na wo hwe me was sorry akọ restaurant and I was akọ choba akọ je aduane adi we was sorry akọ da. You will pay for it. So let me tell you, being eating in what in your dream, no, either being good or bad, the thing say you will pay that food you ate. Bet me, also then I would dear. Yes, and you're intentional. You were not surely or conscious of yourself. So mostly at times you don't remember. You remember when who said na obi mu aduane di. The time for aduane kra so na utimi ye frustrated about the aduane na wudi. But the thing say aduane bi a ubedi wa bra so da no, you will pay for it. And say the country bi a one currency no, based on that realm no, their currency is not like our own. So if in case say your fried rice and I will talk about who will take away mu 10 cedi, and 10 cedi for their money no, it's a huge amount of money that you will pay. So mostly no, what the helper suffering na sorry man, or mun check is the way. So suffer say what that so then I would do so eat it. Continue eating that food and check your financial status and see say is it the same? Has it increased or decreased or maintained? tienie eni ti se wo so dae na se udidi a tienie se Nyankopon do na se obe feed wo a uji se wabra wada onye self aware onye conscious no ho na Nyankopon ko feed wo wabra wani ti a woni de wudi. Is this God too wicked say wada no mom no obe feed wo na mom wunyane a you are coming to starve? Is that what you want to tell me? No. The thing is say Onyankopon wa akon yofa so operate. We have 4 ways to operate with this human being. Ye da your body no any your soul no any part soul no ye de pe epie any ti soul no na nya sa experience no. But then I'm say we shows too much care to the body than the soul no. So the body supersede the soul. Say at times the soul don't recall the ewunya ndayem. Even say wo kayo mpo a unshada nye too sure about that. Na mo dia tene say enye Nyankopon bi na enu aduane ma wodi ye. Na dia tie nie we have ways a obi adidi dijuma. So eye way a me fa ne say obi a opese odi wunya no edi bo nkaye ana say bia to extort something from you. So any food you eat in your dream and now you eat in your dream no, you will pay for it or you pay for it. It is not just ordinary dream. No. Secondly, as a man of God, me come man of God, I'm not speaking about pastors. Obi or person will move in the last spiritually. Obi or person will me different way. Aside going to church on Sunday, Saturday, and Friday, no. The ways are over to me either be aye. Also, pan always make sure say any words that come from this mouth must be truth and nothing more. But it's difficult in this country. Do you know why? We are partisan, we are tribalism. Even in terms of worshiping, as sorry moon pono, we not 2 churches are fighting. It won't be general fight as we know, but Sebia maybe ye matter this ni and obi Romania. Ye share in terms of Nyamisumwa yenka. And we can never worship God in truth with this thing. So pesa wo sumu nyamia, the other can say was so no kwafo to yourself. Secondly, there is a lot of aduane e was watching film. Enye bibia na say ko wanom. Wo obi a wo need self control. You can go to church on Sundays, Saturdays, or even Fridays as a Muslim, but the truth is say you are doing that in vain. Any true worshipper of the divine being, God the supreme, called the supreme being, him say Nyankopon, me check the spiritual journey no, must begin self-control. You have to control yourself on certain things or over certain things. Enye aduane bi na wo so de ko anum. Ye wo aduane bi ho a ye ndi dia ye ni nchese aduane ye poison o, because that aduane will never implement and say increase anything in terms of our spiritual journey. That is how it is. So obi also media bibia media ampu cheche on the oni etiwade bia wa brabom. No, you are mistaken. Firstly, you have to set a strict instruction for your own self which you can follow, which will guide you. And yes sir, your spiritual journey is in vain. Ukwa sorry, uto correction so for who say wo ye, but it's in vain. And so nyame ni enko bia, because there is a difference between going to church and there is a difference between spiritual life. So if you want to move yourself spiritually, you have to start beginning living your life as a spiritual person. You have to know when and how to speak. At times, learn how to be quiet. Don't even talk about any issue. When the issue is not too sensitive for you to talk about it, keep yourself aside from that issue. And always speak the truth. I say na saying, amanfo bebre na sofo bebre no, I become seven prayers. Omunye proper in terms of goodness because of the way they spoke. And before I said the name of Makikape, because as a man of God, you have to be neutral. You have to always focus on the truth. But the enemy say, your members are omuji no matter respect of whoever we are. The enemy says some ye SDA near. SDA members supposed to believe and accept me no matter whoever I am. No. You as an individual person, don't let anybody being a man of God detect your spiritual life for you. Spiritual journey is an individual journey. Spiritual journey is not a company journey. No. And to suffer to the spiritual journey, dear, oh yeah, dear, no more sorry, you do together. Because it's a place we worship. But spiritual journey is your daily activities. It is something that does not go against any metaphysical law, something that does not go against any natural principle, against any your co-human being, or even mankind as a whole, including animals, the nature herself. This is spirituality. And the brief one recently, such things a bet me abuama yoke men in my and move on. And 200 episode move spiritual. Firstly, no, Shemrama ho. Nasia dia kwanche bi ba what me Shemrama ho de be aye. Ye be ko ni mu akwani mu awurawura mu a platform we dem de be ye no. Said the at times certain question won't be the step olu. Know your stand before you ask certain question. If you know, say, who will be a who do one way or say rough, only thing be a and if things is not going well for you, don't blame any old person in your family. Don't blame say your child my way. No. There are certain things you need to abstain yourself from. You cannot hold fire and so expect say your hands should be cool. No. You have to know what I'm saying. Won't me encourage not still expecting say and won't mean until so more brain so to expecting say yourself to be dry, who dry. So there are certain things you cannot hold. The same way, if you want change, you have to drop that thing. So be truthful to yourself and focus on certain things that always make your brain stuck at one point. Say, this is what I want, this is what I want to do. Don't frustrate your brain and say, hey, this is what I want to do. Now say yes, say yeah. You have to be focused, you have to believe and trust yourself. You are God and you are part and parcel of the supreme being. In terms of I will end this and later on we briefing. Somebody can at times you're back on audios. Let me anchor somebody to be now much people will understand certain many. Subscribe and share.